Welcome to PMStudent.com, where you will learn to get started and get ahead in your project management career.
Hey everyone, this is Josh. Many people ask me the question, what is a project? I get that question every day, and you've probably heard of what a project, you've heard the term project before, you have a general idea, but maybe not in the context of what is it that a project manager actually manages. So in terms of project management terminology and definitions, I like to go to the Wideman Comparative Glossary of Project Management Terms. Great resource by Max Wideman, who's someone that I look up to for sure. And so a couple different, there's lots of different definitions of a project out there from different sources. Let me give you a few and we'll kind of go through them. So one is from the Handbook of Project-Based Management, Improving Processes for Achieving Your Strategic Objectives from 1992, and this is by Turner. So Turner says, an endeavor in which human, material, and financial resources are organized in a novel way to undertake a unique scope of work given specification within constraints of cost and time so as to achieve unitary beneficial change through delivery of quantified and qualitative objectives. And I'd classify that as a little bit too hot on the Goldilocks scale. So this kind of definition seems a little bit restrictive to me, and I think it makes far too many assumptions. A super dictionary definition of what a project is shouldn't really include examples which the majority of managers shouldn't exclude examples of what the majority of project managers would consider to be projects. So for example, on this example, what if cost was not constrained? There's always an upper limit, but what if the project were so important that the available funding was so large that you could never possibly use it all in the time frame allowed? Well, in that situation, what I would consider to still be a project wouldn't meet those terms and wouldn't be classified as a project. What if you have no financial resources involved at all? This definition requires that you have financial resources involved. But what if you're organizing an event for a nonprofit organization and it's held in their facilities and there's no money that ever changes hands? I would argue that an event like that that's planned and executed and delivered is still a project. So let's go to another definition here. This is from a guide to the project management body of knowledges known as the PMBOK. This is the 1996 edition. I don't know if it's changed. I think the definition is the same in the current PMBOK, but I might be wrong about that. So this definition is very short: a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product or service. And I would say that one's a little bit too cold. The other one was too hot. This one's a little bit too cold. It sounds good. It's true. I just think it's too broad. So again, I think that all the different projects would fit into this bucket, but I actually think some things that are not projects would also fit into this bucket. So it doesn't really tell you much in terms of the context involved with project management. So according to this definition, painting a unique scene with watercolors on a canvas is a project, a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product or service. It doesn't really, that's not really what we mean when we say project in the context of what you manage as a project manager. So let me give you the last example that I'm going to give, and this comes from Max Wideman, and I'm a big fan of Max Wideman. So even though I agree with this definition just based on the definition itself, it did come from Max. So, and this came from Cost Control of Capital Projects in 1995. A process or undertaking that encompasses an entire set of activities having a definable starting point and well-defined objectives, the delivery of which signal the completion of the project. Projects are usually required to be accomplished within limited resources. So I think this definition, it tells me what a project is, and it fits every example that I can think of. And it also excludes examples that may have snuck in under that too cold definition that the PMI has in the PMBOK, that would have snuck in, they're going to get stopped by this definition. And I think this is a really good definition for what a project is. So again, let me read that again. A process or undertaking that encompasses an entire set of activities having a definable starting point and well-defined objectives, the delivery of which signal the completion of the project. Projects are usually required to be accomplished within limited resources. So that's what a project is. And if you have any more questions about that or anything else related to project management, getting started in project management, even the PMP exam, just go to pmstudent.com, and right there on the homepage you'll see a few newsletters that you can sign up for. I have a daily career coaching newsletter that's geared specifically for people who want to get started and get ahead in their project management career. And then I also have the PMP Guide newsletter, which is for people who are ready to go for the PMP exam or just want to learn about the PMP exam. Thanks, everybody.
Go to pmstudent.com today and subscribe to one of our free newsletters. Josh will help you get started and get ahead in your project management career.